Hi, I'm Rev Myron. I'm a minister through Pathways of Light, and I've been a Course in Miracles student for 43 years. I'm going through the lessons this year, asking Jesus for clarity, and then I write from that clarity. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. So let's get started. We're looking at lesson 169. By grace I live, by grace I am released. It is through grace that we are saved. We do not learn grace, but to receive it, we must prepare our minds, clearing a place for it. This is what we talked about in yesterday's lesson, simply given a name, and now expanded upon in this lesson. Grace is simple. It's the acceptance of the love of God. And that sounds so easy. I think, oh yes, I want the love of God. And then my mind goes to my finances, which are precarious at the moment, and fear enters my mind. I can't have both fear and the love of God. Where fear rests, love is not welcomed. But here's the kicker. Those whose minds are lightened by the gift of grace cannot believe the world of fear is real. Can you imagine? No more fear, no more hatred because you cannot believe in it. I can because I had that experience and I know it's possible. I'm willing to do whatever is needed to regain it. Having been graced with this gift for even a few weeks solidified some concepts for me that have helped me since then. I'm now aware of the part of the mind that knows this is an illusion. I'm also aware of the part of the mind that believes in the illusion. And it's a strange situation, but no matter how distracted I am, as I become mesmerized by the split mind stories, I'm also aware of the still, quiet voice of reason. I am so grateful for that. It's also left me with an understanding of the importance of belief and intention. What I believe is true for me as long as I believe it. This morning, I had an unpleasant few minutes when I misread some numbers and thought my finances had taken a big turn for the worse. I felt fear arise in me, which is very unpleasant way to start the day, to say the least. But I know what to do with fear now. I sat with it, knowing that this was my invitation to Jesus to look with me at the fear. It dissipated pretty quickly, and in that peaceful moment, it occurred to me to recheck my numbers, and I saw my mistake. I was relieved, of course, but I was also reminded of the truth. There was no problem to begin with. Nothing actually happened except my belief that there was a problem. And this is always the truth. Even if it turned out that there was a greater issue with the finances, it's still true that nothing happened except beliefs projected outward and seen as real. Here's one of my favorite passages that helped me to shift my thinking about reality. This is from chapter 3, section 7. Your starting point is truth, and you must return to your beginning. Much has been seen since then, but nothing has really happened. Yourself is still in peace, even though your mind is in conflict. When I had my awakening experience, that glimpse into myself left an opening that helped me relate to that passage, even though I didn't maintain the experience. It was like a door had been opened a little and then mostly shut. But still, it was cracked open. To be honest, it's frustrating that I can slip back into fear, but it's also heartening to see that I can also move back into peace. Jesus tells us that grace is not a state this course attempts to gain. It helps us prepare for grace by purifying the mind so that we can hear the call to waken. I am giving a workshop on Saturday on purification because it makes it possible to accept a state so different than what we experience now. The next section of this lesson can seem confusing at first. It appears to contradict itself. The Course tells me that the experience of revelation, when I remember I'm one with God, is already set and inevitable. And yet it also says that my mind determines when it will happen. How can both be true? I too was puzzled at first, but now I see that there is no contradiction. The mind that seemed to choose separation also chose a moment when it would return. Time is part of the illusion, so within the dream, it looks like a journey. But from beyond the dream, it's already complete. The experience is waiting for me, and my willingness hastens my readiness. I'm reminded that I can help bring that day closer, not just for myself, but for all minds, by bearing witness to the truth, by living a life that reflects peace, forgiveness, and love. Each time I release a grievance or choose to see innocence, I demonstrate that it is possible. And this encourages others to awaken too. This is why I spend my days teaching, both in groups and one-on-one. It's why I begin each morning in contemplation and share what I receive with anyone who's drawn to it. Most of all, it's why I devote myself to the purification of my mind, moment by moment, all day long. And all of this, the purification, the forgiveness, the willingness, brings me to the edge of something I cannot enter alone. Then comes the most sacred part. God is. That's the whole truth. There's nothing else. The mind that thinks it's separate, that thinks it's a person in a body living in a world, is just a shadow passing over the light. In the pure knowing of God's being, words fall away. There is no me to speak, no you to hear. There is no distinction left, only presence, only isness. The mind merges with its source and remembers that it never left. The Son of God has merely disappeared into his Father as his Father has in him, he tells us in this lesson. This can't be taught. It can't even be understood. It comes only when I have given everything to God, when there is no gap between his will and mine because there is no mine. When that happens, time disappears. There is no past or future, no world, no need for forgiveness, no more images of Christ. All symbols vanish in the face of truth. And yet, forgiveness is still my path because it prepares the way. It's how I open the door to what cannot be described. My moments of stillness and joy are glimpses, echoes of the real world calling me home. The journey is over. My function now is to play my part in time, knowing that time is already undone. I am not here to change God's plan, but to accept it. My part has already been given to me. Salvation is God's gift, not my achievement. And oneness, it's not something that will happen. It is. It has already been. And I am slowly remembering. And so by grace I live, not because I earned it and not because I learned it, but because it is already mine. Grace reveals what has always been true. I am as God created me, and nothing in time has ever changed that. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, then please like it, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And I'll be back soon with another reading. See you then.